Welcome to the wacky world of Family Guy, where nothing is too outrageous, especially when Hollywood's biggest names come knocking. From heartthrobs to legendary stars, the Griffin family has seen it all. So, buckle up as we take a hilarious tour of some of the most iconic cameos that have graced the Quahog streets, leaving chaos and laughs in their wake. And trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this star-studded madness. So, Peter Griffin is just hanging out in Quahog when who shows up? None other than Hollywood heartthrob Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, you heard that right, Ryan Reynolds as himself. And guess what? He and Peter instantly hit it off, becoming best buds almost immediately.
So I'm having this housewarming thing tonight, and I'd love it if you came by.
But hold up. As the bromance deepens, things start to get a little weird. Picture this tickle fights, hand-feeding each other Moroccan food. It's like Peter's living the dream, right? Until, cue awkward pause. Peter has to make it clear.
Peter! I'm not gay. What the hell's the matter with you?
At the Feast of San Gennaro, Stewie and Brian run into Frank Sinatra Jr., who pitches the idea of opening an Italian restaurant. They team up, but business is slow until Frank becomes the face of the place. Things take a turn when Brian realizes they're losing money because Frank's been giving away food for free.
We're actually losing money. Frank comps every meal. Look, he's doing it again.
After some persuasion, Frank agrees to stop comping meals, but the crowd's hooked on free food and walks out, leaving the restaurant in ruins. So Stewie and Brian decide to close the place with a bang, setting it on fire. From pasta to flames, that restaurant didn't stand a chance. In the Family Guy episode, Don't Make Me Over, things get a little awkward when Meg and the Griffins are the musical guests on Saturday Night Live. But the real kicker comes when the host, who just so happens to be none other than
My name's Jimmy Iovine, and I'd like to make you filthy rich rock stars.
Ends up having a romantic encounter with Meg during a sketch. Now, Peter, as any father would, hears about this and, let's just say he's not too happy. But here's the twist, he's not mad about the whole having sex with Meg part. No, Peter's really upset because he laughed while doing sketches.
And this is for laughing and looking at the camera during every sketch you've ever been in!
Only Peter would get angry over a laugh. Looks like Saturday Night Live is about to get a little less funny after that one. In season 13's Fighting Irish, Peter thinks he can beat Liam Neeson in a fight, which obviously gets under Quagmire Joe in Cleveland's skin. To prove himself, Peter sets up a fake confession booth to lure Neeson in.
Go on, my son.
But things go south when Peter gets arrested. While his friends try to raise bail, Neeson bails him out only to hear Peter's ridiculous boasting.
Go ahead. Take your best shot.
I guess you know what happened after that. In Family Guy Season 6, Peter finds out he's a Mexican immigrant and tries a bunch of jobs, only making 20 bucks. Lois' dad gives him a chance, and Peter ends up at a Cinco de Mayo celebration, where a Mexican guy flirts with Meg.
I would love to feel your mustache on my mustache.
And yes, that's the legendary Gabriel Iglesias voicing the flirtatious guy. And see what Meg will reply as a Griffin.
Really? Well, there's a lot more body hair where that came from.
The Griffin family is so mad. For mad, I meant that.
Hey, Griffins, just checking in.
Holy crap!
After that, he took the dog to a gunpoint and shared a story when he performed on American Idols.
Stewie, what the hell was that?
That's exactly what I want to know. Imagine this, the star of Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr., reaching out to the producers of Family Guy. Why? Well, turns out his son was a huge fan of the show and he wanted to get in on the action. And what do the producers do? They create a brand new character just for him. Enter Patrick Pewterschmidt, Lois' long-lost brother. At first, Patrick seems like your typical, warm, unassuming guy. But don't let that fool you. This guy's got a dark side. Enter the fat guy Strangler. Yeah, you heard that right. And guess who's the unlucky target? None other than Peter Griffin himself.
Uninterrupted.
Robert Downey Jr. isn't just a comic book hero, he's a comedic genius too. With hits like Weird Science, Chaplin, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, it's clear that his cameo as Patrick was an absolute home run.
Pow, right in the kisser. Pow, right in the kisser. Stop screaming, you can't hear me.
From Iron Man to Family Guy, RDJ's cameo proved that even the most iconic heroes can have a twisted sense of humor. In one unforgettable Family Guy episode, Peter skips out on a school meeting and sends Brian instead. Reluctantly stepping in, Brian ends up falling for Meg's teacher, Shauna Parks, played by none other than Gabrielle Union.
You're very pretty.
Oh, thank you. I'm the 11th grade history teacher, Miss Parks.
To impress her, Brian suggests renaming James Woods Regional High School after Martin Luther King Jr. Shauna's on board, but Peter, being a die-hard James Woods fan, won't have it. He even brings James Woods himself to stop the name change.
Hi, how are you? Hello, everyone.
In a twist, Woods surprises everyone by supporting the change, only for the school to reinstate his name in appreciation of his humility. In episode 11 of season 17, the Griffin family, except Peter, is watching Pirates of the Caribbean, where the sound guy puts gets the microphone too close to Johnny Depp's bracelets.
This is the day you will always remember as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow.
Johnny Depp's voice is done by Ross Marquand, famous American actor who did work in movies and shows like The Walking Dead, X-Men, and Avengers. And then Peter comes, turns off the TV and says,
Griffins are gonna be better than that now.
As we are talking about Johnny Depp, you know Johnny Depp also gave his voice to a character named Edward Scissorhands. In episode 6 of season 11, Lois comes out of her shell. Edward Scissorhands takes the baby's responsibility from the couple. And guess what will happen to the baby?
It's dead.
That was unexpected. You know there is also Bryan Cranston in Family Guy's episode 16 or season 12. It is a short one but surely a good one. In this episode, the Stewie saw on TV that two men are becoming blood brothers by intermingling their bloods as ancient rituals. And Stewie insists Bryan to become blood brothers as they are close friends, and they both put cuts on their hand and shake their hands after that they became blood brothers.
There you go. We're blood brothers now. You happy?
You will think, what is the catch here? The catch is Bryan did NT inform Stewie that he has herpes, and Stewie also got herpes, and after helping his friend with invitation cards.
Supposed to help with my friend's wedding invitations.
And then Stewie sitting on the couch watching TV, and yup, there we have Bryan Cranston. It all kicks off when Stewie, being the little tyrant he is, freaks out about Meg watching him sleep because that's not creepy at all, and smashes her glasses in a fit of toddler rage. Naturally, Meg dreams of ditching the specs for eye surgery. Cue the galaxy far, far away. Suddenly, we're in a cutaway where Mark Hamill is back as Luke Skywalker, mid-laser eye surgery. Obi-Wan's ghost chimes in, all mentor-like. Luke, use the Force. And Luke proceeds to force-wield a lightsaber, slicing the poor patient's eye into another dimension. Turns out Jedi don't have malpractice insurance. The last, but not the least, is Neil deGrasse Tyson in episode 12 of season 14. Bryan is trying to take advantage of Meg's friend.
Wow, what a beautiful night.
Yeah.
But in the end, Meg rushes in and stops her friend, leaving Bryan to lose his chance once again. Even the stars seem to agree, declaring he's never going to get it.
Bummer. He's never gonna get to hit that.
I know. That's exactly what I wished for. Well, I actually wished for it 30,000 years ago.
And the only person comes to mind after hearing this is Neil.
It's true.
And that's a wrap on this star-studded roller coaster through Quahog. From tickle fights with Ryan Reynolds to epic disasters with Robert Downey Jr., Family Guy proves that even the biggest celebrities can't escape the chaos of Griffin life. Who's next? Well, if history's any guide, it's sure to be another iconic cameo you won't see coming. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, stay tuned, because in Quahog, anything can happen.